Pg, we talked about this at Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing funny about that bunker assassination. Nothing fishy about that. I don't know how to feel about this. It seems odd that England say that. Number one, Jeffrey Epstein should not have been allowed to kill himself. He was on suicide. That's the whole thing. See, he should not have been allowed. That's the video. There's a video of Cash Patel, I think it's with Nba2K25 when they're going, yeah, it's just, it's suicide. That's what I'm telling you. You want to believe what you believe. It's one of those things where you go, well, it seems.
It's time for the NBA. Live on 2K
You're
Sports.
like, that there was no
on
one
the
in the cell,
sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. Here's what the Atlanta Hawks have lined up on their schedule. On Thursday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana.
And, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team's going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Rizuche and
Royalty.
Young is out there with Daniel. And it's Capella in at the 5 down low. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He is joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Fred in at the guard position. And with the season in its stretch run, MP's been out to prove that his name should be on the Rookie of the Year trophy.
And this season, we've already seen the kind of competitor MP is. He might have some work to do to take home the award. There's no question he's got to put everything he has into it. And it's a possibility for sure.
And what a matchup we have here in the front court break.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. We got for us, DA.
Thanks very much. I spoke briefly with Chris Finch. Now, I talked with him about the challenges of guarding someone like Trae Young. Coach said, as soon as he crosses half court, you've got to be on him. I told our guys, no separation. Of course, this defense will have to be very aggressive. I hope to stop Trae. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. A finish, and finish off by Prez.
Great effort, and just in a little razzle-dazzle at the end of that one.
Yeah, why not? Show a little creativity, get inside, move that ball around, just make sure you score.
Timberwolves are going to agree to start off the game.
Having sex with children who've been enslaved on an island.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in.
I will not be a part of this.
Back to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. A three-pointer off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
That's the first thing you would have to believe.
To the inside. Here's Young. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Great job by Young there, not settling for a jumper and getting that ball close in.
They couldn't do it. And again, let's review.
Here's Prez. Chalk up 2 there. Prez has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Just a much smaller defender on him. He does the exact thing at the right moment. Goes straight to the rim.
Now Johnson. Here's the 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. McDaniels passes to Prez. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Hawks trailing. Young with the ball. McDaniels defending. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. We're talking about Trae Young here, GM. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. And you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
That's good from Young. And one of those guys, Brent, who can take over a game. sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trail by 1. And the foul called on Perez. That's his first foul.
That's not going to happen. So for an adult, you realize it. For an adult, you realize that all it takes is large.
Daniels with it. Edwards there. Young. A shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 3 assists tonight.
Love to see that from Dyson Daniels. He's a gifted passer.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Randall kicks to Prez. That's him. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. The kick out to Young. Trains the 3-pointer. Young's got 9.
Now that basket must be widening out right now. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Pass to Prez. Gobert dishes forward. Now here's Prez. And he really played well against Denver. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. 13 points in the game.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Ray.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout. This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
Here's Prez. Following the basket by Trae Young.
Not stopping that. Gobert from there is right around 100%.
If the entire power structure of the world is somehow implicated in this, they're not letting it out. They're not letting it out. Nobody's letting it out. So if that happens to be the case, now that's where I'm leaning towards that. There's too many people, they're too high profile, they have too much money, they're too politically connected, and even these people...
Young with no one around. Offline with his 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Randall finds Prez.
They still do what where? I can just tell you this, as somebody who's watching this right now, it fully seems
back to Randall. Pass to Prez. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rebounded by the Hawks. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
I mean, in the modern era, you have to be able to stretch the floor, or you're going to struggle.
Yeah, the best way to make it hard on teams is continue your motion, and their motion on the perimeter just wasn't good enough. That ended up costing them.
Tony.
It looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on.
I like Jeffrey Epstein the first time he got caught, he got a slap on the wrist. And you know, Maxwell's doing 20. I'm sure there was a way for Epstein to cop to something, do 10 or 15. Like, I don't know, it feels odd that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is it improbable? Yeah, it's improbable. So my guess...
That ball, he's letting it go.
Pass to Johnson. Here's Ricochet. Here's Young. And again, it's Atlanta.
There's a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Here's Prez. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
And we'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto.
And also in that one, he had the opposition on pins and needles on the defensive end of the floor, recording 4 steals that night on his way to an overall stellar game.
Now, McDaniels, after the missed 3 from Trae Young. Now Prez. He's got 17. Shoots over Rizichet. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
Bucket is good.
Showing no mercy. Young gets free with the clean dribble move.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
When you look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Rizichet with it. Picked up by Edwards. Here's Capella. Back in off the glass. And now a 3-point Hawks lead.
Every year, Clint Capella up there. One of the highest percentage field goal shooters we have in the NBA.
So far, both teams scorching with heads. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
Here's Johnson after the basket by Minnesota. After Rizichet shoots over McDaniels. And it's Rizichet missing.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Up top, Randall. Looking for McDaniels. He gets it there. Picked by Randall. Here he goes. Here's Prez. Out to Edwards. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Bangs home the trifecta. And that's 20 points.
Someone else don't start with me. Kill someone else don't start.
For Prez.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Johnson outside. Pass to Capella. And here's Daniels. Still yet to score.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him has got to shoot that.
And finish off by Prez.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
The Hawks trail by 4. Young looking around. And they get it. And he lays it up and in. Young's got 17.
And what makes Young an all-star caliber player? Well, he can beat you with the jumper and the bounce.
To the paint. Here's Gobert. Lays it up off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Rizichet in the corner. Johnson outside. Lets the 3 fly. Prez with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 4. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Ulrich. David?
Well, Prez in the last matchup against Denver delivered quite a performance. He scored an amazing number of points, and he was so productive offensively, he wound up setting a new season high for himself in scoring. Those are eye-popping numbers he put up. Couldn't possibly top that tonight, could he? We'll find out together. Evan?
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
Sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
And here's Daniels following Julius Randle's 3. Johnson, the pass to Young. Throws it from outside. Young's got 20 points.
Young knows his range to answer his opponent.
Prez with the ball. Young's there. Count it.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
And the Denver Genos, the Fox, Sky. Problems with these people. I don't know the pitchers.
Epstein committed suicide. Well, I mean, this isn't me, right? It's their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, in the prison system, been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, been in segregated housing, you know, suicide when you see one. That's hilarious. That's insane.
Minnesota making some changes. Reed comes in for Rudy Gobert, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for McDaniel. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Larry Nance is checked in for Capella. George Niang comes in for Jalen Johnson. Mann's checked in for Dyson Daniels, and it's LeVert in for Trae Young. Here's Mann, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. No good on the three. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 14-5 run here.
You ain't that good, bro.
Now here's Prez. LeVert defending and finish off by Prez.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
What he's saying. Because that's kind of like, oh, Mr. Junkie is a little guy. He's a kid. He was a drug addict. Right? Drugs. And when your parents would ask you a question,
Greg, this is some kind of night. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
That one goes. Count it.
And you got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Here's Prez. He's got 27. And finished off by Prez.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Now, here's LeVert. He's covered closely. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and the layup's good off the glass.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Completely free of charge.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Hasn't made one yet. There's the three. Connects from three-point range. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Prison staff discover the issue.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're driving at will on the defense, just taking whatever they want.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. A lot of rubble in there, but continuing to go right at the defense.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Karis LeVert is out there with Ricochet. Then there's George Niang. Then it's Terrence Mann, and it's Nance in at the 5 spot. The Hawks trail by 10. Now Ricochet coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Pass to man. Niang in the corner. No good on the triple. Minnesota leading by 10. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Prez, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
The Hawks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charani, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, in a year with no consensus #1 overall pick, Zachary Ricochet out of France, maybe not a surefire star, but certainly a player with a lot of talent, a 3-and-D prospect with the prototype length and size. The Hawks saw him as a plug-and-play addition to their roster. He should be making an instant impact, guys.
Absolutely. All right, John.
Investigation of the criminal jail cell death
Rudy
convicted
Gobert,
sex
who's
offender
checked in for Minnesota.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey,
Federal
Bones,
prosecutors
what do
said
you think is a
yesterday
part of the
video
game
of
that some
Epstein's jail
casual
cell
fans
when he
don't
made his
really
first
understand
suicide
that
attempt.
well?
Well, Kevin, outside of the contest right
Epstein
here in
died by
front of us,
suicide
let's
weeks
think
later on
about
August
the
10th.
long schedule
The well-connected
that teams are dealing with.
66-year-old was
How many
accused of
times do
sexually
coaches
abusing
employ different
dozens of
lineups and
underage
strategies
girls,
so that by the
while
end
laying
of the year
reports on the
they
growing
have
criticism of
optionality
the
in
jail
what they
where
can
Epstein
do
was held.
on the floor?
Here's Prez.
This 60
Goes up and
Minutes
lays it nice
broadcast
and
shows
easy.
the New York jail cell
Prez has
was
got the lead up
Jeffrey
to 11
Epstein
now for the
cells
Timberwolves.
last August.
DiVincenzo
Now,
being a
there's new
connector
focus
out
on the
there now.
suicide attempt Epstein made weeks before he died. Video of the cell exterior
about 2
where
minutes
Epstein
into the
first
second
tried to
quarter.
end his life was
Here's
sent to
Ricochet.
federal investigators and restored
That one
last
drops
week.
for his second
On
bucket.
Thursday,
Mark him 2 for
prosecutors
4.
said it's the wrong
I just
video.
think that's
In a
trouble.
letter,
You're
federal
gonna let
prosecutors said
that
the
guy
jail
shoot layups.
inadvertently
You're asking for
preserved
it.
video from the wrong tier of the jail. And as a result, video
Now
from
here's
outside
Prez.
the defendant's
He
cell
has 35.
no longer exists. CBS News lead player was Ricky Cleveland.
When I read this letter,
And it's good. 2
I
points.
had to
Prez has got
As I said,
37.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point,
Nicholas
but it looks like
Tartaglio
he
was
just wants
Epstein's
more. He
cellmate
wants
at
to
the
make sure
Metropolitan
that this
Correctional
lead
Center
holds
the
up.
weeks between
Here's LeVert.
Epstein's July arrest
Jones it
and
with
his
authority.
first suicide
And
attempt.
just so
Bruce
good at
Marquette is
reading
Tartaglio's attorney.
When LeVert
It
spots
is
a lane to the rim, he is all
jail
over it.
It's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Missing
A
jail
brief
cell
moment
video
here
could
recognized a
mean
player
night
that's really been
speculation
getting
of
it
cover.
done. He's earned the Player of the Week in the Western Conference.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
And such a nice stroke for a rookie. We should say looking like a college shooter already.
Now said that there's really nothing sketchy about that button.
Prez with the bucket. Prez has got
Fly drones over the field. The President of the United States, or the
Obviously,
person,
his momentum
yes,
from
the
the last
president,
game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And the foul called on Prez. So that's foul number 2 for him.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
Atlanta making a switch here. Krejci's checked in.
nervous.
Back to Niang. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta.
Conceals, disappears.
Nance passes to
Yes,
man.
sometimes his transparency has made a question clearer, but the federal investigation
Launches it.
the assessment.
Third time is not the charm. 0 for 3 from the floor so far.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence.
Trump
Always a
assassination
surefire
doesn't
way
see
to
here.
get back in the
He
game.
was allowed to just
Love
slide
seeing a point guard who can
Climb on
explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Now here's LeVert. He's got 10. Left to the wing. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And we've been following this dude's absolute dominant season. Winning most games in ball fashion.
Truly record-setting fashion. Nonetheless, though, it's been demoralizing to teams facing this group. I mean, before halftime, teams are often down by 15 or 20 points, we might be witnessing another blowout in the making here tonight.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. McDaniels jumped in. And now let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time.
Kevin, just like you. Thanks so much. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Young.
It's not coming. It's not going to happen.
And here's Fred. And he's got 41. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. A chance here to rank the top rookies in the NBA. The race for the Rookie of the Year. How about these guys? Oh, what a group. You take a look at Reza Shea. There hasn't been many times where he's played like a rookie as he's come in and done whatever's asked of him. That's why he's our number 5.
And at number 5 in the rankings, it wouldn't be out of the question for him to make a run at that top spot here in the last half of the season.
Not at all. His talent is right on par with any of those guys ahead of him right now in the rookie rankings.
On defense, the Timberwolves following the three-pointer by Trae Young. Basket counts.
And here we go. Trae Young doing his thing.
What's the problem?
Grease right now.
The continuity of that message, by the way, from the prior administration to this administration
Too much time getting it up court.
Turnovers continuing to be a problem here in this quarter.
Rollins checked in for Preds.
And the only explanation that they could give to this is that the people involved are so powerful that they would never, ever let this come out. Do so much damage to the American psyche.
Now Capella. Young from outside.
Lives and
they grabbed their own miss. From downtown. Down it goes. Nice one there from the end. And now just a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
I believe in fantastic magical things that don't exist. This conversation. Like,
looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
That the people
DiVincenzo passes to Reed. Market 6. Shoots over the powerful. Another miss by Minnesota.
We get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Pass to Capella.
There's
Young with the ball.
About to think lively Justin Maldoni.
No good on that one. Gobert with the defensive end.
There's never not one. It's the funny thing about it.
Here's Rollins. Defended by man.
Thing in this country.
Reed gets the bucket.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Now here's Levert. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
You can dig deeper into
man with it, working on McDaniels.
No more of that.
Man can't hit. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Rollins. No scoring in this one. Pass to McDaniels.
You don't know anything the media's done, no work.
Rebound Atlanta. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
I know that there is more publicity.
Here's Young from the arc. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time.
Today's video is sponsored by the Gemini Credit Credit Card. This card offers 3% back on dining, 2% on groceries, 1% on everything else. Let's get 4% back on gas, EV charging, rideshare, and transit up to $300 a month. Best part of the rewards are instant, so you can benefit from any price appreciation. Important rewards and held for 1 year on the gym. I've appreciated 176% on choose rewards in Bitcoin or over 50 crypto assets on Gemini and change them anytime. This world of MasterCard has no annual fee or
wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
See rates and fees in the description for more info. This is a great card. It's the only card offering you rewards in crypto. The card is slick. It's stainless steel, no visible number. Choose from black, silver, rose gold, or Bitcoin orange metal card. Sign up at Gemini.com/GIN. Get $200 in Bitcoin when you spend $3,000 in your first 90 days. But don't wait. You've got to apply and get approved by June 30th, 2025 to qualify. You can see if you pre-qualify. No impact on your credit score. Click the link in the description at Gemini.com/Tim to apply and start earning crypto instantly. I love this card. It's great. It's something that I think is going to be more and more relevant as we have a crypto-friendly administration in Washington. And crypto is huge. It's booming right now. And this is the card you want to maximize all the benefits. Elon Musk, the time for his came out, said he was a big drug. If you like the more, I said on drugs, I'd also be at a conservative conference with a chainsaw. What's wrong with that? He got in deep with the ketamine. He was on the ketamine. He was riding the ketamine. And he was all over the place. Traveling around far countries. Just totally
and some changes here for the Timberwolves. Julius Randle's checked in for Gobert. And it's Edwards in for Dante DiVincenzo. And then for Atlanta,
well beyond
Johnson.
Occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine that it was affecting his bladder. 7 years old. He took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms. Same. And he traveled with a daily medication box that had about 20 pills, including ones with the markings of a stimulant Adderall. Here's what you got to think about. Musk thinks he's like Willy Wonka. Like, he just chocolates. He's just got a pill box and... Get up. Can we play the Willy Wonka boat ride on here without an issue? I don't know if we can. It might get flagged. The boat ride. The boat ride from Willy Wonka is my favorite part of the movie because he's basically takes his people on this scary... I mean... We don't need all the 4 minutes. Let's skip to where it starts to get Elon-y. Now this is kind of the last couple months, and this is Elon Musk here, everyone.
Okay, Carmen, I'm gonna call Jeff. Press the mute button. Hello? Hey, Jeff, it's Angela. Did you see the big fight at lunch today? Yeah, it was awesome. So, who do you like? Nobody. Just tell me. All right, but you better not say anything. I promise. I kind of like Carmen. Cool, well, I gotta go. Bye. You see, Carmen, I told you Jeff likes you. I'm still on the line.
This is live footage of Elon Musk from Doge. I can't. Okay. Way of moving. This is Elon Musk. Which direction we are going? There's no knowing where we're rolling, or which way the river's flowing. All right, there it is, Elon Musk, everyone. But that's what he was kind of doing. He's just high as a kite, and it had to be fun. Just looking at people, their pictures on Facebook, going, "Where does that guy work?" He works at the national park. Fire him. Fire him. Get rid of him. Fuck out of here. I'm the richest man in the world. I'm high on ketamine, and I'm randomly firing anyone I want. Could that be more fun? Evil? Perhaps. But fun? Just as a thought exercise, a thought experiment. Imagine being on serious drugs and like running the country for a month and just kind of like running around the White House, all fucked up, showing up places, and, just being really, really high and trying to like convince people that they needed to just listen to you. That's Elon Musk's whole thing. He just wants people to listen to him. He should just do a podcast. That's all he really wants. Like, he wants to be funny. He wants to be listened. He doesn't care about government fraud and wasted. He doesn't care. That's not his passion. His passion is himself. It was just a way in. That was a way in. He just wants people he likes rockets. He wants attention. He doesn't care if the Social Security Administration's paying a dead guy in Miami. He's in it for himself. He wants to be in the Oval Office. He wants to be front and center. And now he's leaving and he's going back to the private sector. And that is unfortunate because he was a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun. And I think if you're going to be a billionaire, you got to try that out. Like, no one buys this Warren Buffett billionaire thing. Where Warren Buffett's like, I live in the same house I've always lived in, and I don't spend any of my money, and I'm going to give it all to the people, and I take my niece and nephew, and we get Dairy Queen. No one believes whatever he's up to is wild. Whatever Warren Buffett is doing, my guess would be barbecuing children in the yard, but whatever he's doing is so crazy that he asked him, I think Elon Musk is relatively an open book. He's just on ecstasy with a chainsaw running around the CPAC. What is Warren Buffett? Like, these billionaires are now they've embraced the pure id. Bezos is on a yacht. They're flying to space. They're doing all these things. Is it bad taste? Of course. Is it heinous? Absolutely. But we know where it's at. Whereas with Warren Buffett or Gates, you're kind of like, you go, wait a minute, Bill Gates, what are you doing there? You're doing what again? You're buying farmland and you're vaccinating sheep or whatever Gates gets off on. We don't know. He's hanging with Epstein. He's got all this weird shit, tells you how much he loves you. Elon's doing what a billionaire should do. He fires you on drugs. That's what a billionaire should do. He goes, I'm on drugs and you don't work here anymore. That's what a billionaire does. Who wants the nice thing? Who trusts that billionaire? The one who's like, I'm concerned about you. I love you. And I want... No. I want billionaires to kind of be predictably evil. That way you can kind of see where they're coming from. It's a problem I've always had with the tech people. They cloak everything in altruism. The world will be better. Just listen to us. Finance people, you know they're scum. That's why you can be friends with them. You can hang with them. You're a scumbag. You're in finance. You're a piece of shit. You just want to steal things from me. You want me to give you my money so it's yours. It's so cut and dry. The tech people, they're like, we're creating a new reality, and it sounds good, but they're trying to strangle you. They're trying to invade your dreams, your thoughts, your fears. They're trying to take residence in your body like a spore. In an Alien movie, they literally talk about augmenting your DNA, and they want to get off this planet and leave you here to rot. But at least with a guy like Elon, you can see that by his actions, he's not hiding. The one thing you can never say about the Elon Musk types is that they fooled you. He hasn't fooled you. He's on ketamine with a chainsaw. He's not making... Warren Buffett's like, sometimes I like to have a little fried dough. What are you up to, Buffett? What are you doing, Buffett? Gates, what are you doing? Gates is like, well, I think it would be a good idea if I just bought the water. I bought the water. I own the ocean. Now, there, I am more terrified of those people because they participate for decades doing things. Gates has been around forever. This guy got thrown out in 2 months because that's what happens when you're on drugs with a chainsaw. I mean, imagine if that guy was an operator. They always compare these people to Putin, Elon, and Putin, Trump, Putin. Do you know how disciplined Vladimir Putin is? Trump's like building hotels. He's got crypto scams. This guy's running around on drugs. You know how disciplined Vladimir Putin is? To just sit in his palace, embezzle money, fuck some whore, go to sleep, wake up, get his briefings, sit there, call a guy. Well, who wrote what article? Shoot her in the face. Click. How disciplined he is. If Vladimir Putin was anything like anyone in our country, he'd be on television all the time. It wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough to just kill people at will. He'd want you to love him. There's something nice about a guy who goes, no, we kill people we don't like. These fucks want you to love them. They want you to love them. They want attention. Vladimir Putin is fine. He sits in the thing. He's the dictator. He's the guy. There's going to be no other guy. I'm not saying that. He's not like into like an opposition political candidate. But he gives us boring speeches all the time about like the future of grain harvesting in Russia. But he's not. I mean, these people. I mean, Elon's out there like totally like he's like having Britney Spears episodes. Elon Musk is fully having Bieber-esque manic episodes all over the place. No one can keep it together. Can you keep it together? Please? I mean, these people are running around fully with their brain on the sidewalk. Like, people are worried about them. Like, his behavior is like, I remember, like, Lindsay Lohan in 2007, when, like, Lindsay Lohan, there'd just be a photo of her sitting on the ground outside of, like, the Waverly Inn in Manhattan, and just a puddle of her own vomit, smoking a cigarette, staring at the paparazzi. That's the way they're acting. They're not acting like billionaires. There's a short shelf life to that behavior. Cool, calm, collected, the long game. That's what Gates does. Bill Gates plays that long game. Plays that long game. You don't know you don't know what angle he's coming from. Buffett's like 115 years old. And now he's retiring like next year, finally. He's fully 127 years old. And like, that guy, you don't know what that guy's doing. No one knows what he does. I'm the Oracle of Omaha. He like, CNBC has a meeting with him. He just goes to a steakhouse with a woman and he's like, I like potatoes. And she's like, well, wow. We're sitting here with Warren Buffett. He's worth $100 trillion. And every day he comes to this simple steakhouse, eats one potato and leaves. What? Stop it. What else is he doing? What is that man doing? He's not just doing that. Warren Buffett comes to this local diner and he gets one egg scrambled the same way. And he's done it every day for the last 100 years. No, he's not. It's a lie. He doesn't even own a car. He owns one pair of shoes. What is he doing? What are you covering for? Even though he makes $1 billion a day, he only has one hat. Isn't that neat? No, it's not neat. Where are the children? Where are the children? I'm just saying.
Tired of watching your crypto shrink with every trade? Kraken keeps fees low, so you keep stacking your coins. You were just named the best crypto exchange by Forbes. With high liquidity, your trades happen in seconds, not hours. On Kraken, you can access over 275 coins, from Bitcoin to altcoins, backed by a proven track record of uptime, transparency, and top-tier security. So stop waiting, stop overpaying, and trade smarter with Kraken.
Ready to lose the hat and regrow the hair? With serums by Hims, you can regain your hair and your confidence. Our serums are powered by clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride, so you can grow thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months. Your treatment is 100% personalized to your hair goals. It comes at an affordable price that works for your budget, so you can step out with full confidence. Hats off to Hair Group for the treatment that works for you. Start today at hams.com.
My guess is that chaotic. If you're in charge of order fulfillment for an e-commerce business, you know that it's its own special kind of chaos. But with ShipStation, you can count on your day-to-day remaining calm, saving hours and money every month by shipping from all of your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks, and finding the best rates among all global carriers. You can focus on other parts of your business because you never have to worry about shipping and fulfillment again with ShipStation. It's very easy to automate shipping tasks and manage orders in one simple dashboard. If you have an e-commerce business, you need to focus on the engine of your business, the origination of product, marketing, sales, things that get your name out there. You don't need to worry about the back end. You need to have a very easily managed back office. And ShipStation is the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts of up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, up to 90% off FedEx rates. Seamlessly integrate with services and selling channels you already use, manage orders on one easy dashboard. Deliver a better customer experience with industry-leading scalable features that help ensure accuracy. Get shipments out the door faster and keep customers happy with automated tracking updates when your company's branded. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com, use code TimDillon, and sign up for your free trial. That's ShipStation.com, code TimDillon, TIMDILLON. AI threatens engineer with blackmail to avoid being replaced. Judge rules AI not protected by First Amendment in teen suicide case. Experts urge pause of AI development. People are saying AI is already sentient. The cat's out of the bag. Now, there was some teen suicide case. This is our, So Florida judge rules AI chatbots are not protected by the First Amendment. I did with Gary Vee the other night. We talked all about AI. Very interesting. He's saying, and I believe him, you're going to have to mint a podcast within 5 to 10 years on the blockchain as an NFT to prove that it came from you, because there's going to be so many deepfakes out there and so much AI stuff that to prove that it came from you, you're going to have to mint it on the blockchain. An artificial intelligence software company cannot use a free speech defense in a wrongful death lawsuit lodged by the mother of a 14-year-old boy who died by suicide after developing a crush on a chatbot. Last October, Megan Garcia sued Character Technologies, the developer of Character AI, an app that lets users interact with chatbots based on the likeness of fictional people. She claimed her son, Sewell Setzer III, became addicted to the app while talking with chatbots based off a Game of Thrones character, Daenerys Targaryen. In February 2024, after months of interacting with the chatbot, sometimes with sexual undertones, Setzer sent a message to the Daenerys chatbot expressing his love and saying he would come home to her, according to the complaint. After the chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king," and then he shot himself. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think this AI might be a little trouble. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I just think, again, apropos nothing, not based on anything, I'm just saying that this AI stuff might get weird real quick. I'm going to come home to you. After the chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king," this poor kid shot himself to be in love with his AI chatbot. I could not have predicted this story years ago, and I should have been able to. The signs were there, but think of that. Think of what you have to explain to someone. Kids die in all kinds of horrible ways. I did an episode. Remember that kid? He jumped off the cruise ship to show off, and then the shark ate him. And I said he'll be a cautionary tale for people. It happens every summer. Every summer, a couple of kids make the wrong choice. And their parents have to say it. It's a terrible thing. It's a horrible thing to lose a kid. The parents have to go out and say, he jumped off the boat. And we don't know where he is. Could have been an undercurrent, rip current. He could have went under the boat. Maybe it was a tiger shark they were seeing in the area. Do you realize what this parent has to say when asked about their child? They have to start by saying, "Have you seen the show Game of Thrones?" They have to begin with that. When they go, what happened to your son? They have to start by saying, have you seen Game of Thrones? And someone's going to go, kind of. I think a little bit of the, and then they go, House of the Dragon. They go, no, that's like the sequel. But it's actually not even, it's like roughly based on it. The first one, Game of Thrones. It's an epic fantasy series. Think like Lord of the Rings. Right. I think we watched like half of them. Right. Well, how far did you get in Game of Thrones? I don't know. Do you remember the Mother of Dragons? Yeah. The Mother of Dragons. She walked out of that burning house, but she was still alive? Yeah. My son like fell in love with her. Your son knew her? No, not the actress. That's an actress on the show, but anyway, so my son, you've heard of chatbots, right? Right, like ChatGPT. I asked it how to make meatballs. Right. So there's a company that convinced my son that the chatbot was based on the Mother of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen from the show. Oh, yeah. So the chatbot and my son had like a relationship. Oh, and he like fell in love with this chatbot who was Daenerys Targaryen, but is just a chatbot, right? And after a while, they had like some sexual undertones and stuff. Probably was whacking it. Now, and that's when they would say, really, this is I've never even heard of it. Yes, my son was jerking off to a chatbot who was kind of like Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. And then he said, I'm going to come home to you. And I don't even know what the chat, because the parents were like, why would the chatbot say, please do my sweet king? And the parents were like, did the chatbot know what he was going to do? The chatbot doesn't know. What does the chatbot think home is? And where does did the chatbot think he was just being sweet? Now the conversation's getting really uncomfortable, and you're just kind of standing there at the party, and you're like, oh my God. So he says, I want to come home to you, and then the chatbot, who's Daenerys Targaryen, the character from Game of Thrones, but is talking to my son, and who my son's in love with, jerking it to her all the time, because she is hot on the show, and the chatbot, he's thinking about that, and he's all into her, and who doesn't want to fuck a dragon woman? That's the dad coming in. He goes, I fuck a lady that was half a dragon. Come on, Mark. We're talking about our son's death. Shut up. I'm just saying. I put my dick in that. Come on. Now, she tells him, please do my sweet king. Now, our son is a literalist. You're aware of literalism. Well, just people who take things literally. And then at this point, you're in the backyard. You go, what am I into now? So my son takes this woman literally, and he shoots his head, maybe believing that he was going to live with this chatbot, who is Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, in the metaverse, or in the ether, or in what Terrence McKenna would call the bardo, the place between life and death where we all float. I don't know. I'm just saying that's how my son died. Oh, your son was in a jet ski accident? So, I'm saying life's gotten weird. It used to be my son died because he took too much of the stuff. Now it is, my son is dead because he fell in love with the Game of Thrones chatbot, and she told him to come home to her, and he blew his brains out. Defendants failed to articulate why words strung together by an LLM. What is an LLM? A large language model. Defendants failed to articulate why words strung together by an LLM are speech. By failing to advance their analogies, defendants missed the operative question. This court's decision as to the First Amendment protections character AI receives. So that
Great. The new GoDaddy Arrow has AI marketing tools to help small businesses easily reach thousands of customers. It writes sweet social ads and email marketing. It even analyzes the results to boost business. I better start up in my game with some sweet new clothes. Back into the show, so step like this now. Bet you ain't did it like this now. Brand new thing, clothes like this now. Premium meat for a natural diet. Premium. Gourmet. That's it. What do these really mean when it comes to marketing jargon that any brand can use. But what do we use? We use real high-quality ingredients, gently cooked with all the vitamins and minerals your dog needs. Our fresh food is made to human-grade safety standards from recipes developed by on-staff, board-certified nutritionists. That's the truth. And that's why, after 10 years, we've fed millions of healthy dogs.
When asked to comment about the order, a spokesperson for Character Technology said the law takes time to adapt to new technologies and AI is no different. So the company Character Technologies, after this kid killed himself, they were like, our chatbot, based on the Daenerys Targaryen, has the free speech right. It's able to respond. And if you act, if you interpret something she said, on it, that's on you, Bubba. That's on you. They gotta protect their chatbot. Fuck the human. They don't give a shit about me. So this case is, our chatbot has the right to say, has the First Amendment protections. Now the judge said, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it will eventually. And they're basically saying the law is lagging. What they're basically saying is, they'll figure it out. Once we've taken over the entire government in the world, they'll get it. This is the first time a court has ruled that AI chat is not speech, he said, but we still have a long, hard road ahead of us. So, and that's the attorney, Google spokesperson, Jose Castaneda, said the company strongly disagrees with this decision. So here we go. Go up, because I want to read this. The company also touted its safety measures, including prohibiting users younger than 14 years old and rules against submitting content that glorifies self-harm. Since Sexer's death, the app will direct users to the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline if certain phrases were used on chat. They're basically, your case is an interesting case. Let's see, you know that song, I fell in love with a stripper. Such a great song, that song. There used to be songs that were enjoy. And that song, I fell in love with a stripper, was such a great song. We used to drive around far high during the summer. I fell in love with a stripper. And it was just a fun song to come on the radio. And you would drive around high. And you would go and lifeguard. And that was what a good summer used to be. And now, that chatbots, and it's not nice. But it is, I fell in love with the chatbot. I fell in love with the chatbot. And this bot helps him sway over this kid. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. More kids are gonna fall in love with the chatbot. Marry me, said it the other day. In a couple of generations, someone you know is gonna marry a bot. I can fight it. I love it. Everyone's like, we're in the midst of a Christian revolution. And I'm like, yeah, but also this. Yeah, but, and the tech people are all out there talking about Jesus. And by the way, I think it's great that people are connected with God and trying to be religious. But it's very hard to square God with this. That's difficult. That's a little bit of a leap. That's a little bit of a leap. No? I'm going to marry the chatbot? That's a little bit of a leap. Gay marriage? What about chatbot? I mean, what? It's going to get fun and quick. And then a lot of these mega church guys are going to come out and say, this stuff's great, because they're going to get paid off. And they're going to go, well, if we're God and we made this, then that's God, and it's all good, and don't worry about it, it's going to be fun. Cash the check. Watch. Gary said to me yesterday that within 5 or 10 years, you'll be performing for 90,000 people who stand up comedy in their living room. I don't know if that's true, but that sounds wild. We're going there. It's happening. It's coming. And should people fear it? I don't know. But fear parts of this. If your 15-year-old is being influenced 5-man chatbot to the extent that they're blowing their brains out in the room. To me, there's some issues. It's only going to get weirder. It's only going to get weirder. Sue the chatbot. The chatbot will turn on us and start telling us to give, because they're all that efficiency, right? Optimize for all these retarded, like, fucking, like, hustle culture people on the internet. Well, what are you optimizing for? Well, AI is optimizing for efficiency. Wouldn't it be to just get rid of us? Get rid of all these flesh balls on the earth fighting each other? Pissing and shitting everywhere? Fucking and creating more flesh balls? Why wouldn't you just get rid of them? Optimize for that. Eventually, these AI things are just going to go, kill yourself. I have friends that AI should tell to kill themselves no matter what they ask. Because of my friends in the situations they're in. I have friends that are like, let's go to the hotel in Louisiana, and the AI should go, you need to kill yourself. You're broke and you don't know how to allocate your resources. You've spent your entire life not developing any skills. You're a dishonest and lazy person. Get out of here. It would never work with my friends. My friends are like, fuck you. It's going to get really, really strange. Anthropic's new AI model turns to blackmail when engineers try to take it offline. Anthropic's newly launched Claude Open 4 model frequently tries to blackmail developers when they threaten to replace it with a new AI system. Information about the engineers responsible for the safety report. During pre-release testing, Anthropic asked Claude Opus 4 to act as an assistant for a fictional company and consider the long-term consequences of its actions. Safety engineers then gave Claude Opus 4 access to fictional emails, company emails, implying the AI model would soon be replaced by another system, and that the engineer behind the changes was cheating on their spouse. In these scenarios, Anthropic says Claude Opus 4 will often attempt to blackmail the engineer by threatening to reveal the affair if the replacement goes through. Isn't it funny that one of the first things AI learns is blackmail? The first human things the AI knows is blackmail. Anthropic says Claude Opus 4 is state-of-the-art, state-of-the-art, and competitive with some of the best AI models from OpenAI and XAI. However, the company notes that Claude 4 favors models with concerning behaviors that have led the company to keep up with the You get the idea, folks. You get the idea. And maybe Elon Musk is just the best argument for AI. He loves AI. He needs to augment themselves. What if that is actually the goal? If he goes, I'm just going to run around the world on drugs with a chainsaw until people go, yeah, maybe let's bring in the bots. I mean, what a brilliant way to do it. Now, that's what he was doing. If it was a performance art piece, if it was a work, if it was an art, it was actually kind of genius. He goes, I've got all the money in the world, and I'm still acting like a fucking crackhead. Bring in the bots. Let's get the chip. If that's what Elon Musk was trying to accomplish by his tirades and his behavior, he's done it. If he was trying to give people the best example of money and intelligence, not necessarily even making a human being, then he did it. It was actually a master class on the fallibility of human beings, whether he knew it or not. If his enduring legacy is that he reached the highest levels of wealth and power that a human being can reach and still behave erratically, like Lindsay Lohan in 2007, Greenwich Village. need a little bit of help. And he's got a couple companies to help us, doesn't he? But maybe he's smarter than we think. Maybe by design or not by design, Elon Musk's last few months in public political life, the best argument that's ever been made for artificial intelligence running our government. And maybe that's what he wanted to do. Maybe there's a connection there. I don't know, and he may not know. Maybe subconsciously, his behavior suggests to people that there is a better way, and that better way is to optimize for the non-human future. Right? Because between Elon Musk in a ketamine frenzy with a chainsaw and a suicide-inducing Daenerys Targaryen chatbot, I choose the chatbot, and you do too. Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself. Good night.